So we are going to chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Inhale deeply. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Good evening, everyone. So we are covering you're doing the shloka number 47 of Bhagavad Gita, which is the most famous verse across the entire Bhagavad Gita, which says, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phalesh kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhuhu ma te sangossu akarmani. So we understood that when the karmas that Bhagavan is talking about, these karmas that they're talking about are only kartavya karma or niyata karma, which is both nitya karma and naimitya karma. So that means that he's only talking about the duties. Kamya karma must be avoided. Many kamya karma means the desire-based actions must be avoided as much as we can or minimized at the best. And then nishiddha karmas, meaning the prohibited actions should not be done. If you don't do nishiddha karmas, then prasita karma, there's no need for prasita karma. Okay, so that is we understood. Now, within this niyata karma or nitya these our duties, we have a right on performance the action alone and not for the result. And maka, so karmani eva atikaraha. Okay, you have right only for action. Ma phaleshu kadachana, never expect result. Again, never expect results means it's actually not never expect results, but you don't have right for a particular result. Okay, because whenever we perform an action, there are so many external factors that are beyond our control. Because all of these external factors are beyond our control, I cannot expect a result that I desire. That is one. Okay. The second aspect is that Bhagwan is also considered as karma phaladata, the giver of the results of the action. Now, here, one thing that we did not, I don't think we touched upon this, is this. Whenever we perform an action, immediately the result is created. The result that is created is unseen. Okay. because this result was not there before, but it is created just now, it is also called as apurva. Okay, so apurva. Okay, so the moment the action is done, apurva is created, and that apurva is
Apurva means unfulfilled.
purva no, purva means which was in the past. Apurva means which was not in the past.
I see.
Okay, which was not in the past means which is freshly created. What is freshly created is the result of our action is freshly created. Now this apurva is invisible. Okay, because it is invisible, but it is tagging along with us. Okay, it is also called as adrushta. Okay, adrushta in I don't know if it is true in Hindi or not, but in at least in South Indian languages, adrushta is usually considered as a good luck.
Oh, it's unseen in Hindi
Yeah.
language.
Oh,
Like,
when you say like when a person is a lucky guy,
ah,
so oh he has a lot of luck. Okay.
Yes.
So
Things fall into place at the right time.
yeah. So that is adrushta. Okay. Now, but in colloquial language, in a colloquial South Indian languages at least, adrushta usually is only good luck. Okay. Just like when you say like a lucky guy means good luck guy, right? Not necessarily a bad luck guy, right? So
But we do refer, excuse me, but we do refer Adrishtavantudu, we say yes, it is good luck, one who has good luck, but it is his luck. In other words, Adrishta, that is his, when it refers to bad luck also, we say his Adrishta is like that, isn't
so,
it?
yeah. So usually like then we use the word duradrushta.
Okay, Duradrushta. Okay,
Not
in
dura.
Tamil,
Duradrushta means ability to see far. Okay.
far, right.
Duradrushta means negative
The
adrushta.
negative, yeah.
Negative
But
adrushta.
in Tamil, we say Adrishta, his luck has been like that, we
Oh,
say.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's good then. Okay.
Yeah.
So now what happens is that this adrushta or apurva, the point is this, right? Bhagwan being karma paradata, he decides when to give the result. The moment an action is performed, result is guaranteed. Yes. How? But what is different is when the result is going to come is not in my control. Bhagwan decides. In what form that result should come is also what Bhagwan decides. Now, when someone is said, and like as you said, right? Oh, this guy is a lucky guy. What it simply means is that he has done a lot of good actions in the past. I mean, it's a general knowledge also, right? I mean, we need not go all the way up to Vedanta, for which he did not get those results in the past, and those may come in an unexpected way that he did not anticipate. Okay. So the moment the result is fructified, okay, then that apurva or adrushta is gone. That portion of apurva or adrushta is gone. Okay. So what is happening here? The moment I perform right action, obviously I'm going to get right result. Which format I'm going to get, I don't have control on. So karmani eva adhikarahate, I have control. I have only control on the performance of my own action, my performance of my own duty, but not on the result. Because I don't have a control on the result, there's no point in me saying that, oh, I want to get that result, so I'm going to do this work. Right? Because the result that is going to come versus the result I'm expecting could be two different things. So that is where the third pada of the shloka says, Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Let that result should not be the guide for your action. Okay. So let don't perform action for that particular result. Okay, so that's another thing, right? And at the same time, mate sangostu akarmani. Okay, so never be attached to non-performance of duty. So that means that never miss your duty. Okay, so these are the fourfold instruction that Bhagavan has given, right? So in this case, what happened is that, so now do your action, don't expect the result, should not be treated as that I perform action like a heartless person. No, that is not what it is. I understand that this is my duty. I have to do my duty. As long as I perform right duty, right result will come. How it comes is up to God. So I don't have to worry about the result. This should be the attitude. Okay. So with that, we will go to the next shloka. Okay.
I think the other point is that when you perform action, because you should always keep the Lord in your mind and, devote that action to the, at the feet of the Lord. Unless, it should be divine action, not, egocentric, of course, not that what I'm going to get out of it, but it's dedicated to God. That's the word, dedicated to the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. So then what happens is that when you are performing the action without expecting any result, automatically the bhakti bhavana also comes a little bit on the side. Okay. So we will, thanks, Janji. So we will chant the next shloka number
48.
48, right? So Atulji and Varshaji, do you want to repeat after me? So I'm going to, like the breakdown is simple, but I'll give you the breakdown of the words and then we will chant together. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhi asiddhayoho. Okay, siddhi and asiddhi together. Okay, so siddhi and asiddhayoho become siddhya siddhayoho. Okay, samaha bhutva, samaha and bhutva together become samo bhutva. Okay, siddhi asiddhi samaha bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate.
Yeah,
Okay,
very famous, yes.
okay. So please repeat after me. Yogastha kuru karmani
Yogastha kuru karmani
sangam tyaktva dhananjaya
sangam tyaktva dhananjaya
siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva
siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva
samatvam yoga uchyate.
samatvam yoga yuchyate.
So here, Bhagwan, here what he's saying is that it is basically in a very simple manner. It is basically the conclusion of the previous shloka. Okay, where he was saying is that okay, so do the action without expectation for any result. Okay, so that's what he's saying. So now yogastaha. Yogastaha means one who is established in yoga is called as yogastha. Okay, being established in yoga is called yogastha. Now, firmly being established in what yoga? Are you talking about japa yoga, dhyana yoga, this yoga, that yoga? The topic here is karma yoga. Okay, because the topic is karma yoga, here yogastha means firmly established in karma yoga. Okay, so
What does the word established means?
meaning our mind is firmly established in the attitude of karma yoga. Okay, so because physically I cannot establish in my karma yoga, rather it is my mind that is set in karma yoga. So that means that every action that I'm going to every time I'm going to start a new task, okay, not necessarily a new task, any task, okay, oh, let me do this task with Karma Yoga Bhavana. Okay.
That is being established in the Karma Yoga.
Yeah. So, for example, simply name things, right? I'm going to take my shower. Oh, this body is God-given body, and it is my responsibility to clean God-given body. So I'm doing this as a Karma Yoga. Okay. Oh, I'm eating this food to take care of, to nourish this body. So let the food that I eat be healthy, nutritious, and let it nourish this body. Now, when you say like that, and next time, when you take a chocolate and when you're about to eat a chocolate, right, or any junk food, and when you have this attitude, what happens? Instead of eating 2 chocolates, at least you eat 1 chocolate.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, right. So that is the idea, right? So then whether whatever work we are doing, office work or household work, etc., bring this attitude of karma yoga. That is what yogastaha, meaning that is what being firmly established, meaning how many times I am able to remember this throughout the day and do my task with karma yoga attitude. That is what it is. Okay. So in this, what happened? There are Karma Yoga Bhavana has 2 aspects, right? From a feeling perspective, just like as Chanji was referring to, there's a Ishwararpana Buddhi and then there's a Prasada Buddhi. Ishwararpana Buddhi means I am performing this action as a gratitude for Bhagwan. And whatever comes, it is up to Bhagwan's. Okay, Bhagwan's Daya. That's how it is, right? So this is what being firmly established in yoga means. Yogastaha. Kuru means perform, do. Karmani, duties. Okay, so Kuru Karmani means perform all the duties with mind firmly established in Karma Yoga Bhavana, with Ishwararpana Buddhi, with Prasada Buddhi. Okay, so with that, what happened? Sangam Tyaktva. Okay, Sangam means attachment. Tyaktva means getting rid of attachment, cutting down from the attachment is Sangam Tyaktva. So what is the Sangam that it is being referred to? What is the attachment it is being referred to? Is the attachment to karma phala.
Result.
Okay, the result. Okay, so without attachment to karma phala, okay, and when we give up the attachment to karma phala, there is a what you call uh, a an unexpected side effect, which is a positive side effect also. Okay, I think it's called as a like sometimes it's called byproduct. Okay, so probably byproduct is the right word here. Is that when we start giving up our attachment to the karma phala, we also slowly start giving up our attachment to ahankara. What is the relationship? Is, oh, you see this? I got it. Okay, this is the first prize I got. Okay, I worked so hard and I got this prize. Okay, oh, see this plaque? My company has given me this plaque because I worked so hard. So in this case, what is happening is that I got a result, I am attached to that result, and as a result, what is happening? My ahankara is rising. Now, as I'm giving up attachment to the result, oh, I did this, I did that, that kind of a thing is going down and down. Okay, as that is going down, the ahankara is also going slowly down and down. Okay, so when we give up attachment to karma phala, it also leads to giving up attachment to ahankara to a certain extent, not fully, but to a certain extent. Okay, so then Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means it is the name of Arjuna. Okay, Dhananjaya is one of the names of Arjuna. Dhananjaya. So, hey Dhananjaya, hey Arjuna, okay, perform all your actions with mind firmly established in Karma Yoga Bhavana and give up attachment to the results. That is the first line. Then, in the second line, Bhagavan says, Siddhi Asiddhiyoho. So this is like what we call as Dvandva Pada. So it is like, Rama and Lakshmana, like that. Rama, Lakshmana, or Sita, Rama, or Shiva, Parvati, like that, right? So whenever these two words come together, it is called as Dvandva. I mean, okay. So in the same way here, also, like Sukha Dukkha, Raga Dvesha, Shitoshna, Mana, Apamana, like that. In the same way here, Siddhi and Asiddhi together are going together. Okay. Siddhi means
Yeah,
success.
and I understand that, but you compare that with Rama and Lakshmana and Shiva and Parvati. Dvandva is generally the opposite, as you mentioned, Sukha Dukha and Siddhi Asiddhi.
No, Dvandva means dual.
Oh, Dvandva doesn't mean opposite?
No.
Pairs of opposites?
Dva is a dvi. Dvandva comes from the root word dvi. Dvi is do. That's all. Okay.
But generally, when we say Dvandva Atita,
so Dvandva Atita means what happened there is that there is duality.
oh, well, let's think about that for a second. It could have other meaning. Well, okay, so in the context that I was referring Dvandva, which means pairs of opposites, Dvandva Tita means somebody's above or distinct from the pairs of opposite, that he doesn't experience Sukha Dukha or Janma Mrityu, and remains equipoised under those circumstances, is what I thought.
Yes.
Explain your viewpoint too. That would be
sure. Okay. So Dvandva simply means two. Okay. So okay. So even when two people fight, it's called Dvandva Yuddha. Okay. I mean, like two people, like as in like wrestling or something like that, it is called Dvandva Yuddha. Okay, wrestling or boxing kind of a thing, right? So now what happened is that Dvandva, this is the literal Sanskrit meaning is Dvandva means two. Okay.
okay.
Now, Dvandva Tita, as you said, right? That means that one who goes beyond the duality. Now, beyond the duality means what? The basic duality is me and Bhagwan. Okay, go beyond these two. Okay, so then what happens is when you go beyond Dvandva, you go into Advaita. Okay, Dvaita also means two. Okay, so
yes.
Advaita, instead of saying Advandva, we said Advaita. Not two, but only one. Okay, so that is what it is.
No,
now, pairs of opposites are also referred as Dvandvas, but those Dvandvas not necessarily are the only Dvandvas. Okay, only in Vedanta, when we say Dvandva, sometimes they mean that, but Rama Lakshmana is also Dvandva. Okay, wherever you see a pair, it is a Dvandva. Okay, so Rama Lakshmanas are not pairs of opposites, but pairs of together. Okay, Sita, Rama, etc. They all go together. Okay, so here Siddhi and Asiddhi. Okay, so Siddhi means attainment of something is Siddhi. So attainment of something in terms of karma, when I perform karma and I attain something, that means that I attained success. Asiddhi means I did not attain success. Okay, so whether I attain success or I did not attain success, so that means what? Whether the result I was hoping or expecting has come, or whether the result I was hoping did not come. In either of these two cases, Samaha Bhutva. Samaha Bhutva means make them equal. Meaning what? You don't worry about whether you got the result you are expecting or not. Okay. Siddha Siddhyoho Samo Bhutva means maintain equipoise between the success and failure of that task. Okay. Why? Because here in the next part, we said samatvam yoga uchyate. So this samatvam, samabhutva means equipoise, we said, right? So samatvam means equipoise. So that equipoise is called as yoga. Okay. Now here yoga means what?
The action that you're performing.
Is it karma yoga?
Yoga uchyate, the result of your action.
Okay.
Samatvam yoga uchyate. So there is an evenness.
Yeah, uchyate means is said, okay, is defined as, is said as, okay. So that's what uchyate means. Now, see, in the beginning, in the same shloka, yogastaha kuru karmani. When we said yogastaha means what did we say? Yogastaha means we understood it as karma yoga, firmly being established in karma yoga. So yoga there means karma yoga. Now here, samatvam yoga uchyate. Now what is this yoga? This is not.
Whatever action you're performing.
Okay, so yoga means meeting of two things. Okay, meeting of two things is yoga. Okay, now meeting of two things meaning, so for example, in like when they see astrology, they say this person has Gaja Yoga, Raja Yoga. Okay, he has a Raja Yoga, or he has a Gaja Yoga means Gaja means elephant, meaning like he will have Gaja Yoga means he will get a Sanmana. Sanmana means a Samman, a high pedestal, as if he is. I mean, in the past, if someone was sitting on elephant, okay, on top of elephant, that means that they were being given highest pedestal. Okay, so it is a big what you call like felicitation, right? So he is going to have a Gaja Yoga means he's going to have a great felicitation. Okay. Granted that there are no like you're not going to sit on elephant now, but you're getting you're able to get Gaja. I mean, Gaja means elephant with you. Raja Yoga means you can become Raja. Okay, so that means that Raja Padavi, meaning the role of king is you are going to get. So that means that in today's terms, you may become a chief minister or a governor or a prime minister in India or a president in the United States. Okay, so those are all Raja Yoga. So here yoga means you are uniting with something higher is yoga. Uniting with something higher here means what it is that you are actually uniting with the higher in you, meaning like getting closer and closer to Bhagwan. Okay. Now Karma Yoga is called as Karma Yoga simply because by performing Karma Yoga, you are getting closer to Bhagwan. That is why Karma Yoga is called as yoga. Now here, when yoga uchyate, the equipoise will lead you to Bhagwan. Okay, so samatvam is yoga. Now samatvam, equipoise is yoga. What it means? What does it mean?
What was the question?
Is it, I mean, I think we were talking about the yoga definition is union, basically. Union
Yes.
From the lower to the higher.
Yeah, union
That's
of the lower to with the higher is yoga. Now,
yes.
So in this case, samatvam yoga uchyate. How can equipoise can bring me to higher? Okay. So yoga is defined as samatvam. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam means what? I don't care. Okay. I am not concerned about my winning or losing. I am not concerned about my success or failure. Not when I'm sitting idle, but when I'm despite performing karma yoga, I am not concerned about success or failure. So First of all, when performing Karma Yoga, we are doing only our duties and no negative actions and very few minute level of desire-based actions.
Attachment, very little attachment.
Very little attachment, right? So now is ideally even that should be avoided, but okay. So when Karma Yoga is being performed, first of all, I'm only doing my duties and I'm not worried about the results. So then what happened to my likes and dislikes?
They have to be eliminated. So we don't want to get into that also.
So what happened is that when I'm only performing Karma Yoga with this kind of attitude, Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi, and as a result, I'm having Samatvam, that means that my Raga and Dvesha, my likes and dislikes are being minimized. So now if what Raga, Dvesha, likes and dislikes are the output or the result of something more fundamental. What is this? Is that by performing this action, I'm going to gain something. Okay, so there's an idea that by performing this action, I'm going to attain something. Okay, so that is called as Shobhana Adhyasa. Okay, Shobhana means happiness. Okay, Adhyasa means misplaced happiness or misplaced notion that by doing this, I am going to get something and that will make me happy. That is called as Shobhana Adhyasa. So at a deeper level, the idea that I have certain likes, I like something because it is going to bring me happiness, that thought itself is going away. So that means what? The Ajnana itself is going away. The Ajnana or base Ajnana is what? I am this body. I am finite and I want to be, because I am finite, I want to become complete. Okay. By taking this more thing from the world, I become bigger and somehow I can probably become closer to infinite. Okay. But what happens is that no matter how many objects I grab from the world, I become bigger and bigger finite being. No matter how big finite being I am, I'm still finite and I'm never infinite.
Yeah, that's the material happiness. That's what we are achieving. So material happiness is not the ultimate happiness. It is temporary.
Yes.
And it creates more need to have more, and then we get trapped into that process of bondage and attachment. Yeah.
So that whole thing, so that base from the root core of us, that is being shaken up now. Okay. When we are doing this Karma Yoga and we are not caring about the result, so that means what happened? Our likes and dislikes are becoming lower and lower. And because of that, our need to do action to achieve happiness or to attain happiness or something, instead of that, what is happening? We are just doing our duties. We are just doing our duties. Why? Because it is my responsibility. So then what is happening is that the happiness is being swelled right within ourselves as opposed to trying to get from outside. So this is why this samatva and this equipoise is considered itself as yoga. Where we are our union with higher. So this is the important part of, so here is a beautiful definition of yoga. Okay. So any, yeah, go ahead.
As you mentioned here, the yoga is indeed karma yoga in the sense done with the Shravana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi, which then reduces your attachment to the outcome, which is where the Raga Dvesha emanate from. As you mentioned, we believe, our original belief is that our happiness and the security lies in the objects outside.
Mhm.
That's Adhyas on the outside objects, and that's being now
Mhm.
reduced and minimized.
Yes.
And
Actually, yeah. So as it
And
is
I
being
think that
minimized, we are becoming closer and closer to the higher self of ours in us, right?
And I think what it emphasizes again and again, how many times we read the same thing is you are always happy because when you are connected to the God, you are in a place of happiness and be happy no matter what. So perform your action with the most happy attitude because, and doesn't matter how the results are, who cares? Accept them as a, prasada, but don't worry about the results again. I think the thing is one is dedication to the God and do it with your happy attitude because God is with you, you are one. So what's the worry? What's the reason to be unhappy? And so once we make that connection in our mind that I am God is one. So what is I am a happy person, my God. And God is with me. Why do I worry? There's no worry. But to get that concept integrated is not that simple because we become I and mine, I want this. And the material world, the Maya takes over and we get caught up in the same vicious cycle. And I think the main theme of this is again how to detach ourselves from that concept and be with awareness of ourselves, who I am, has to be continuous and persistent, which is what we lose. We get it and then we lose it again. It's not continuous, it's interrupted. But at least if we have the ability to remind ourselves, my God, I'm not that, I am that, I am this, then that kind of brings back the sense of, our who we are, and we can perform better. Oh my God, I'm going to be doing this with a better attitude. Our attitude changes just by reminding ourselves who I am.
In
and
other
to add,
words,
and to add to what you're
Muhammad,
saying, I'm sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Go
I'm just
ahead.
going to quickly suggest that to add to what Chand just said, the result of the Karma Yoga is the Antakaran Shuddhi, or purification of mind. Now you're doing the karma out of happiness rather than to get the happiness. And that's what you're saying. So
Exactly.
you ultimately you develop that attitude of doing the work out of happiness rather than for happiness occurs only when samattam yoga yuchyate is something that we established in our
I
ourselves.
mean, that is my understanding that
So
if we have
for
that
us to
attitude,
get to that point though, right, Atulji, that doing with happiness, there is a little bit more steps are involved. Karma Yoga is not going to get you to that point yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, because see, there are two aspects to it. One is that first of all, I need to understand there's no happiness in the external world. That we understand. Then we perform Karma Yoga. As we are performing Karma Yoga, what is happening is the Chitta Shuddhi is gained. Once the Chitta Shuddhi is gained, that is when the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana happens. Okay. When the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana happens after the Chitta Shuddhi, that is when the Tattva Jnana, or Tattva Jnana means the knowledge of the reality actually is born in our mind. Okay. Until then, it is being fed into the mind right now, like as in like, these sections, etc. But it has no real impact. Okay. Now, what we are trying to do, why Vedanta has so many books. I mean, like if you look at Vedantic library, right, you will have like the hundreds and hundreds of books, maybe thousands of books are written on Vedanta, even though the essential thing is simple as you are one with God. You are same as God, right?
I
Why do
am Brahman. That's it.
right?
That's
Aham
what
Brahma,
everything says.
right? Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi. But the thing though is that our mind, even though that knowledge is given to our mind is not ready to accept because of what we call as Viparita Bhavanas. Okay? The Viparita Bhavanas means that I understand it is right, but I have my age-old habits that I have developed since not just from this birth, but several countless millions of previous births. In all of that, what is my thought is that I am this body and I have to survive. Now this new knowledge has come. Is it going to remove all that yet? Okay. So right now, all of that cannot be eradicated simply by this knowledge. However, that is why what is happening is that it is all of this knowledge, like showing you in different ways, is to basically convince my mind that okay, this knowledge is real, this knowledge is true. And as this new knowledge is being imparted into us, the old knowledge starts becoming weakening and weakening. Okay. So it is something like this, right? If a Fox News TV watcher goes and watches CNN or vice versa, they are in denial. Okay, so neither of them are going to agree that they think that the news is wrong. Period. Okay, so why? Because they are fed in one way. I'm not saying like this is right or that is right. Okay, so they are fed in one way. They lived in their echo chambers for so long that when the opposite view is given, and even if the opposite view is proved, they are not going to accept it. They are not ready to accept it. Okay, so this is based on for a political belief within our lifetime, based on for past 20 or 30 years. Okay, whereas these vasanas that I am this body is there for several millions of life births until
It's
now.
the baggage we carry.
Yeah, so that one has to loosen. Okay, so we are doing that through Shravana, we are doing it through Manana, and eventually we need to do it with Nididhyasana, which is Nididhyasana is the meditation and contemplation. Now, to come to that point, what we need to do is that unless there is a chitta shuddhi, the purity of mind, these Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana are going to be not successful. Okay, so that is what and what is going to bring chitta shuddhi is karma yoga. So we must perform karma yoga only through karma yoga. Upon performing karma yoga for a long time, I mean, like continue to doing Shravana Mana Nididhyasana on the side, but without karma yoga, Shravana Mana Nididhyasana is not going to take across the world. Okay, one of the examples my teacher was giving was, you know how to cook. Okay, you have all the ingredients, entire recipe. Okay, you cooked. Okay, but the food is not good. Why? Because the dish was dirty to begin with, and it has mud, it has all sort of a dirt in there. Now, when you cooked this recipe, following all the process, okay, because of the dirt that is in there already, and that was not cleaned, that food is not ready to eat. It is not consumable. Okay, before you cook the food, you need to clean the pot. Only then you can cook, right? So we are trying to do both at the same time. Okay, we are trying to cook a little bit and we are also trying to clean it a bit. So, okay. So, but in our current day and time, probably this is the best we can do. Okay. So,
I think it's called reflection, reflection, reflection. We have to keep reflecting, reflecting, reflecting.
so
And that's, I think we have heard the theoretical part of it. I think this has been pushed and thrown into our head through some. We have been in this almost 15 plus years, and I mean we have heard this again and again. But as I think I wanted to use the word. We have been programmed in a certain way. We have to deprogram ourselves, and that is the toughest thing. How to deprogram? How to let go? The let go is the hard part, and I think that is the key.
So that's where let go is where the karma yoga comes in, and deprogramming is where Shravana Manana comes in. So Hinaji is quiet, so let us ask Hinaji to repeat the next sloka after me. Hinaji, do you have textbook?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So I'm going to break down the words first, and then we will you will repeat after me. Okay. So
Okay.
Durena Hyavaram is hi avaram. Okay. Durena hi avaram becomes durena hyavaram. Karma buddhi yogat dhananjaya becomes buddhi yogat dhananjaya. Buddhi yogat dhananjaya. Buddhau sharanam anvicha. Sharanam anvicha becomes sharanam anvicha. Krupanaha phala etavaha. Okay. So please repeat after me. Durena hyavaram karma
दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म
buddhi yoga dhananjaya.
बुद्धियोगा धनञ्जय
Buddhau sharanam anvicha.
बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ
Krupanaha phala etavaha.
कृपणाः फलहेतवः.
So here, what happened is that the Bhagwan so far talked about Karma Yoga is the basic root assumption in Karma Yoga is Nishkama Karma, right? So that is like, okay, there is no desire in the karma. Now, how does it compare with Sakama Karma? Because one of the questions is, hey, no, wait a minute, like what if I have desire and still do this Karma Yoga? What happens? Okay. So that is where in this verse, Lord Krishna is comparing the Sakama Karma with Nishkama Karma. Okay. So, Durena hi karma, Durena hi avaram karma, Buddhi Yogat Dhananjaya. So, Buddhi Yogat means compared to Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means Karma Yoga because Bhagwan called it as Buddhi Yoga, right? So, he has defined this as Buddhi Yoga in this chapter. So, compared to Buddhi Yoga, Durena hi. Durena means very far. Hi means guaranteed, certain. Avaram karma. So avaram means low, low. Okay, very, very low. So that means that Durena hi avaram means compared to Buddhi Yoga, the regular karma, meaning Sakama karma, is very, very low. So that means Nishkama karma is very, very high compared to Buddhi Yoga. Okay. Okay. Because what happened is that Karma Yoga itself is inferior compared to the Sankhya Buddhi. Sankhya Buddhi means the knowledge that we studied between verses 12 where Bhagwan started teaching, right? Ashokan Anvashochas Swan Prajnavadanscha Bhashase Sananu Shochanti Panditaha. From that to, okay, he talked about the entire Upanishadic Jnana, Upanishadic knowledge, but until verse number 30. So between the 212 to 12 to 30, which is about 28 verses, no, 18 verses, he gave the Sankhya Jnana, meaning the Upanishadic knowledge. That's why this chapter is called as Sankhya Yoga. So compared to the Sankhya Jnana, Karma Yoga is inferior because Sankhya is when you achieve, when you reach the state of realization, Karma Yoga is the path to that realization. So Karma Yoga itself is inferior, meaning lower compared to the final end result. Now, compared to this Karma Yoga, the regular karmas, meaning Sakama karma, karma based performed with desire, it is much, much lower. Okay. That is what Bhagwan is saying. Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yogat dhananjaya. Because what happens is that Karma Yoga, whenever I'm performing karma, what happens? When there's a karma, sakama karma, meaning when there is a desire is there, what happens? Am I going to get the result or not? What am I going to do? Okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if? So what happens is that performing karma keeps me anxious. Performing karma, meaning sakama karma, keeps me anxious, keeps me in restless. So there is a lot of agitation. So it is all Rajasic attitude will be there throughout. Whereas Performing Karma Yoga, what happened? I'm doing it for Bhagwan. Whether Bhagwan, whatever Bhagwan gives, I'm going to take. So then what happened? Automatic peace is there. Automatic quietude is there. And then when you got to Samatvam, right? Then this automatic equilibrium is there, whether you get or you don't get. Okay. So that is why compared to karma and Nishkama karma, obviously Nishkama karma is far superior. So Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. So it is not like Buddham Sharanam Gacchami kind of a thing of a Bauddha Mata. Here Buddhau means therefore take surrender. Sharanam means surrender. Okay. Yourself to Buddhi. Buddhi here. Buddhau means Buddhi, meaning Buddhi Yoga, meaning Karma Yoga. So surrender to Karma Yoga. Okay. And Krupanaha Phala Hetavaha. So Krupanaha means the word Krupana means miserable. Okay. It is actually it's either like a miser or miserable, helpless person is called as Krupanaha. Okay. But here it is not a miser. Miser is not the implied meaning. Here it is miserable. State of misery is what what is implied here. Actually, like,
Is that the same as Dinagat?
sorry,
Dinagata?
sorry.
Is that the same as Dinagata? You know, where person is desperate and complete sense of surrender that please help God.
No. Here, see, Krupana then necessarily doesn't mean see just because. Oh, you said Dina what?
Dinagat. There are 3 ghats. One of the ghats is the lowest ghat, where people are not able to feel that sense of that they're desperate. They're looking for some direction
Yes.
and some grace from Lord to
Yes.
pull them up to a state of betterment.
Yes. So yeah, but like just because you are helpless doesn't mean that you are looking for an answer. Okay. So see, majority of the time, what happens is that when you are performing kamya karma means sakama karma. Okay, you are helpless because you are anxious, but what is happening is that you're probably not looking for okay, how do I get out of this anxiety? That is not what you're looking for. Instead, what is happening majority of the time is that okay, if this plan A is not working, I have plan B. Okay, I need to work on plan B. Oh, if plan B is not working, I have to work on plan C. So I keep making plans and like I keep in that same right. Okay, so that is one way. And other thing is that like even when people are like actually like helpless, not necessarily just because a person is helpless, whether they're mentally helpless, whatever reason, they may not seek help all the time. Okay, but what is happening is that when we are performing action for the sake of result, phala hetavaha, that's the last word, right? Buddha Sharanam Anvicha Krupanaha Phalahetavaha. Whoever is performing action just for the sake of result, they are Krupanaha. Okay, so therefore, don't be a Krupana, meaning don't be in that state of helplessness. Okay, running after the result or performing actions for the sake of result. Okay, instead, hold on to this Buddhi Yoga. This is what Bhagwan is saying in this particular shloka. Okay. Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yogat dhananjaya buddha sharanam anvicha krupana palahetava. Remember again, this is just a path to get to our ultimate destination. Okay, but because this is the what you call like this is the only way, right? We have to hold on to it as much as we can. So it is something like this, right? When we have samsara, I mean, like someone who is in a middle of the ocean, he's in the raft, and that raft alone is going to get him to the shore. Once he gets onto the shore, he doesn't need that raft anymore. He just drops the raft and he walks away. So here, Karma Yoga is the path, is the means to get to Sankhya state, okay, which is Sankhya state here we are referring to is Upanishadic state, which is praiseworthy state, which is becoming a Jivan Mukta. Once you get to the Jivan Mukta Avastha, then you don't need Karma Yoga anymore. Okay. Any questions?
Isn't Sankhya duality?
No.
Sankhya is not duality then.
No.
Sankhya.
Yeah.
Nature
Sankhya,
and
so Sankhya is one that is praiseworthy is called as Sankhya. Okay? One that is praiseworthy is called as Sankhya, means all the who is praiseworthy, Bhagwan is praiseworthy, getting, and because Bhagwan alone is praiseworthy in this world, becoming one with Bhagwan is praiseworthy. Anything that makes you become one with Bhagwan is praiseworthy. Hence, Sankhya Yoga is the final Advaita state where you have become one with Bhagwan, okay, which is Jivan Mukti. So that is what Sankhya is. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Sankhya also sometimes is derived from Sankhya also in another way. Sankhya means numbers. Okay. So because of that, there is a Sankhya philosophy is also there by Kapila Muni.
Right,
Okay,
right.
that is different from the Sankhya that we learned here in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Okay, so the Sankhya of Kapila Muni is based upon numbers. Okay, it is called Sankhya because Sankhya philosophy is based upon numbers. So it is based on numbers. So Sankhya is numbers. So that's called a Sankhya philosophy. That's a different one. So why numbers? It comes with a lot of numbers, saying that okay, so there are five of these, six of these, etc. Like so many numbers are used, and said like okay, there is a Purusha, and then there is a Prakriti. They both are separate, like that. Okay, so they have 24 tattvas. There are this many days, there that many days, like that. So there are
So you call the other one as Sankhya Yoga, not Sankhya.
that is not yoga, though. It is Sankhya philosophy.
Philosophy, Sankhya
It
philosophy.
is not yoga. But
Okay.
it is based upon Sankhya. That is why it is called Sankhya.
Okay. So that is Sankhya philosophy, and this will be yoga.
Sankhya yoga means praiseworthy yoga. Okay, it is not this Sankhya. Okay, so the word is same, but the root of that word and this word is different.
Different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to also emphasize that we talked last time. In order to perform the best action, we have to stay in the moment and not be bothered by the regrets of the past and the anxieties about the future, which is what disturbs our mind. So we have to constantly keep that in mind, that this is the moment, this is my best moment, and I'm going to do the best right now and not worry about what happened and what's going to happen. And I think that's a very important part of this action. Whenever we perform action, we want to keep that in mind. I'm going to do the best right now. This is the moment for me.
I'll say. I'll say.
So we'll conclude now.
Thank you, Venkatji. It has been pleasure.
Oh, no, don't say G. Venkat is fine.
We will give you all our love and regards, and what can I will give you blessings because you are younger than me. And we thank you again for all the effort you put in. It's a lot of work, but we appreciate
it's a joy for me.
I know.
Because
You
and
do
it's
it.
a good opportunity to learn. So
That's true. I mean, we are blessed to have you, and we are really fortunate to have each other. I think we certainly, enjoy each other's.
So Chanchi, here's a good example of Venkat doing it out of happiness.
Absolutely, that's exactly.
no.
You can see a
I'm
smile
doing
on his
because this is the
face.
only way like I can stay with closer to Vedant.
Oh, gee. Well, it sinks in slowly by dips and drabs. That's okay. We get something every time we reflect on it, and I think we may not get everything at once. That doesn't happen. It's slow but steady. No rush. And we wish you all the best for everything in the
Thanks.
coming up weeks and the summer. And we will see. We might tune into your Sunday
Yeah.
programs whenever it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So
After the
Gita ji and
satsang,
Shobha ji joined late, right? So starting June 9th, Sunday morning at 9:30, I'm planning to have a session on Sundays, June, July, August, maybe go into first week of September. Tattva Bodha. Okay, so we will bring the Tattva
Oh,
Bodha.
that would be nice.
Yeah, so I'll share the information, and if you're interested, please let me know, and I will add you to that group.
Please, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can add me.
Thank you.
We'll conclude.
Yeah.
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
thank you, everybody.
Thanks
Thank you.
everyone.
Have
So
a good